Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
Morning at 3 a.m. because that's when I start my grind in. And I got no time for stumbling and chit chat talk with the fake friends.
I'm on my grind, yeah. I'm on my grind. You need to drive, I'm on my grind.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south to Kingdom Business Builders with Clay Clark. You know, Clay, that music always inspires me every time. Welcome.
Well, Dave, have you ever written music before?
No.
Okay, well, let me just explain to people the great thing about music writing. That's a song I wrote with Brett. What'll happen is, if you want to write songs, is you'll get an idea like a melody or a lyric, and I'll leave myself a voice memo. Like, I'll send myself a voice memo, and my wife and my kids and people that are normal are like, what are you doing? Because it's not normal for a man to be singing into his phone. And then when you take that, then you have to come into a studio and you're recording it over and over and over until you're getting it exactly how you want it. And it is a process. And so Brett Rayo is with me on that song, and Brett and I have done, I think, about 50 songs since the last Reawaken event, because I told my wife, I'm like, now that we're done doing the Reawaken events, I'm going to go back to doing at least a song a week. And so Brett Rayo and I have been doing those together, but it is I'm glad I found Brett and Brett found me, because it's really weird to be a songwriter in a world that doesn't write songs, because people think you're an odd character. So Brett and I have that love language. So yeah, there we go. On My Grind. That's the song on Spotify.
Yeah, it's great music. Great music. You guys do a great job.
Well, I appreciate that. Now, sir, on today's show, I want to talk about this idea called acta non verba. Octa non-verb. Octa non-verb is a Latin phrase that means deeds, not words. So if you're watching today's show, it means deeds, not words. Let me give you an example from the Bible. Perhaps you've heard of the story of Mary and Joseph. Well, Mary was a virgin who I think, what was it, 13 or 14 at the time of the Immaculate Conception? Maybe I'm wrong. I think Dave, 13 or 14 Mary was? And she was supposed to be married to this guy named Joseph, right? And so they were maintaining purity before marriage. And then Mary says to Joseph, hey, Joseph, check it out. I'm having a baby, and an angel did it. And Joseph, I'm sure, is going, I don't know if I believe that. Now, during the time of the world at that time, Joseph had three options. One is he could have filed for divorce. He could have been like, we're done. And it could have been a private thing. Or he could have actually called to have her stoned, because that was the laws back in the day. He could have said, yeah, I don't believe you. It's time to stone you. That was a thing. Or the third is he could have said, you know what? I'm going to marry you. And obviously Joseph took the high road. But in the Bible, oh, yeah, someone should write this down. Question it. Joseph never says a word, but all he ever does is verbs. I'll repeat it again. In the Bible, Joseph never says a word. All he does is verbs. So you hear about Joseph doing this, and Joseph doing that, and Joseph doing this, and Joseph doing that, but you don't hear him talk about it. And I'm trying to help somebody out there right now, because there's somebody watching this show right now, and you are financially stuck, and you want to get unstuck, and there's a time to talk about it, and there's a time to do something about it. And Dave, I want to praise one of your listeners here. I'm going to pull up my notes real quick. This is one of your longtime listeners by the name of Rhonda. And Rhonda called me after the last event we did, and she said, Dave, she said, Clay, I never got a chance to come up and share my success story. And I said, well, we got to get you on the show to share your story. So Rhonda, great lady. I did not bring her up to speak and share her story at the last business conference just because we had so many success stories. But I want you to hear Rhonda's story. And by the way, she's been a client for 7 months. And I think this video clip's going to work. And Dave, if it doesn't work, it's going to be awkward. But let me go back to it. I'll get it 1 second here. This is Rhonda. She is a therapist. And you say, what does that mean? She, oh, I got it. Here we go. She's a Christian therapist. And so what she does is people that want counseling from a Christian, they go to her, and I think the clip's going to work. It's always better when the clip works.
To you, it was just me and the person who answers my phone. Now there's 6 of us, and I just hired another one that's
backing it up.
I know that when I came to you, it was just me and the person who answers my phone. Now there's 6 of us, and I just hired another one that's going to open a new location not too far from us. And so I think the increase has been about probably 60 new client load since I brought you on.
Wow.
I've been doing counseling since 2008. But in my practice, it's been 10 years this past January. So I'm approaching 11 years, January 2nd. And I started looking at all of your business videos. And then I started really watching your business videos and paying attention to those others that you were given. They had testimonials. So that's where I learned about you. And I decided to come to March 2025 business conference and kind of step up and be a little bit more brave and ask for help. Well, I have always been a person that I want to be a good steward of what God's given me. And so I don't want to take out a loan for my business. But when I took the faith to come to the business conference and took the courage to come up and ask you if you'd be willing to help me, I'm trusting with the Lord. It's God's economy that's taking care of it. Nothing makes sense right now.
Dave, I'm going to let you comment on that right there, because that right there, my friend, is the home run. That's why we do this broadcast every week. That's a real person who really met us through the Reawaken tour. She says she listens to your show. She came to the conference, Dave. And Dave, she's a Christian counselor, and she's grown her business from 1 counselor to 6, and she's hiring a 7th in 7 months. Dave, I'll let you comment on that, sir.
Well, that just shows you biblically, people always used to ask me in the corporate world, and now that I'm pastor, what's the best business book you've ever read? And I'd say it's the Bible, because you take Bible principles and you apply them and you put God first, and your heart is true and you work for him and you lean into it. And like you said earlier, action, not just words, and good things happen, and it's for his kingdom. Because I'm sure in the bottom of her heart, she's doing this to help the kingdom.
Now, I'm going to show this to you, folks. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to pull up on the screen so people can verify this. And Dave, I've been talking to you about this behind the scenes. You and I are good friends, so we talked a little bit off air. I told you, I said, hey, I'm working with Eric on this book. We're going to get this book done. We're going to make this book happen. And I was excited about it. We were excited about it. I told you, Dave, we're going to be working on a fun thing. And by the way, the fun promotion ends today. So if anybody out there wants to participate in this promotion, what you got to do right now is you go to Amazon, right? You go to Amazon.com and you find a copy of, you buy a copy of Under Siege. This is Eric Trump's new book, and you just buy the book, and you text my phone number, which is at the top of the website. So it's thrivetimeshow.com. So you buy the book, Under Siege, and you text proof of purchase to my phone number. That's 918-851-0102. So again, what do? You go to Amazon, you buy the book, Under Siege, and then you text the number. Whose number? My number. You text the number 918-851-0102, and you're entered in for a drawing for a chance to win a day with Eric Trump and I at Mar-a-Lago. And then, Dave, for anybody watching this, if you're in a tight spot and you maybe can't afford to buy a book right now, you can still text that number to be entered into the drawing. And, Dave, you heard me talk about this behind the scenes, Dave. Dave, right? I mean, I told you, I think you were the first person or one of the first people I said, Dave, working with Eric on this book. We're making the cover. We're editing it. I think that was maybe 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I called you and I said, Dave, the book's going to come out. And Dave, you know it was actually going to happen, that we were actually doing it. But again, we had to grind behind the scenes. And I want to get your wisdom on that, Dave, or your thoughts for somebody who's watching the show, who's been talking about writing that book, but you haven't done it. You've been talking about starting that business, but you haven't done it. Dave, how do you activate our wonderful listeners here for somebody who just feels stuck? They can't get out of their own way.
For such a time as this, God's calling you to take action today, not only for the kingdom glory, but also to get yourself in a position financially that you can help this billion soul harvest. And yes, you told me that 2 years ago. And I had no doubt when Clay says he's going to do something, no matter what, he's going to get done. And here we are. Under Siege is out.
And just by the way, yesterday, Eric texted me. He said, hey, buddy, give me a call. So I called him. I said, what's up, dude? He goes, we're number one out of every category in business, not just business, not just leadership, not just autobiography. We're top for all of them, buddy. This is awesome. We did it, and he was so fired up, and, it was exciting to see the goal. So yesterday was probably the first time in 2 years that he and I had ridiculous enthusiasm about it, because we finally got into the end zone. It was like we talked about it, and when Eric and I first talked, and before the book had a title, and before he had a literary agent to help him, and before we had typeset the thing, before all that had happened, it was just an idea. But the success, the feeling of joy comes from the completion of it. So I'll give people this notable quotable, okay? Inaction is the giant. So the giant facing you right now is inaction. And action is the sword. Right? Okay. And inspiration is the reward. One more time. Inspiration is the reward. Inaction is the giant facing you, and action is the sword. So if you want to be inspired, you got to take action. If you're watching this show right now, you got to be like Joseph. Think about Joseph, kind of a big deal in the Bible. He didn't say anything. He did it. We come back from the break. We'll break down to the very specific steps you need to take. But right now, come join us December 4th and 5th in Anaheim, California. Use promo code His Glory. Get a chance for a discount. That's Eric Trump, myself, Pastor Dave, Anaheim, California, December 4th and 5th. Get your tickets at Thrive Time Show.
Parasites are real. I can prove parasites are real. I know they're out in the world today. That's why I recommend Purge Advanced Parasite Cleanse.
Purge, crafted with an all-natural blend of 19 powerful ingredients, designed to target and eliminate every type of parasite inside the human body. Join thousands of users who've already transformed their health. Order now at www.purgestore.com/hisglory and use code HISGLORY for 10% off discount.
Your money is vanishing faster than ever before, and no one is coming to save it. But you can protect your savings starting right now, completely tax and penalty free. Goldco has helped protect billions in retirement savings with real gold and silver. At His Glory, we trust them, and today we want to send you a free gold and silver protection kit. Act now and you'll receive up to 10% in free silver. And if you have $25,000 or more in an IRA savings, Goldco will also send you a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Supplies are limited. Scan the QR code or click the link to get your free kit today. Goldco will protect what God has entrusted to you. Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend. If you're one of the millions of dog owners, you're likely aware that maintaining a healthy dog can be complicated. According to Dr. Marty Goldstein, there is one potentially dangerous substance that you should stop feeding your dog immediately. If your dog has been feeling tired or not having the energy it used to, this one compound could be the reason. Many dog manufacturers have this substance in their dog foods. After years of research, Dr. Marty has decided to release an information video to the public, free and uninterrupted, showcasing exactly which foods you should stop feeding your dog, which you can find out right now by going to hisglorypet.com or clicking the link in the description box below. That's hisglorypet.com. Just by making this one simple change, he was able to support a dog's overall health. Go find that video now at hisglorypet.com or click on the link below this video to find out right now. You won't believe how simple it is. The His Glory Ranch Fall Festival is almost here. Join Pastor Dave Scarlett, Julie Green, Dr. Manny Johnson, Nathan French, Donna Rigney, and more for a powerful day of worship and teaching and ministry. General admission to ensure heightened security measures for all attendees. General admission requires a minimum donation of $1 to capture and validate all registrations. VIP tickets include private lunch, photo opportunities, private seating or priority seating, and exclusive chance to connect more personally with the speakers during this powerful day. Reserve your tickets today at www.hisgloryranch.com. Don't wait. VIP seats are limited and will go fast. Billion Soul donation. Become a Billion Soul partner. By giving $30 or more monthly and support our mission to reach 1 billion souls for Christ. And a thank you, you'll get receive a copy of my book, All for His Glory, and also enter to a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime trip to either the Footprints of Paul, which is our trip to Greece next year, or our trip back to Israel. So we're going to be having two big trips next year, taking a group back to Israel, and the first time ever, the Apostle Paul Footprints in Greece. It's going to be a magnificent trip. And we're back with Kingdom Business Builders and Clay Clark. Clay.
Well, hey, Dave, first off, I'm just super honored every time we get an opportunity to be here, and I'm hoping we can lift somebody out of poverty, somebody from mediocrity into super success. And if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, okay, December 4th and 5th, December 4th and 5th, Eric Trump, you, Dave, myself, Julie Green, Michael Levine, Pastor Phil and Tammy Hotzenpiller, Dr. Stella Emmanuel, Pastor Dave, we have David and Stacy Whited. We're all going to be there December 4th and 5th in Anaheim for our business growth workshop. Tickets are $250 or whatever price you want to pay. We've got VIP tickets as well. And if you use promo code HisGlory, you have a chance to get a discount. You also get a chance to get a backstage pass. So back into our stack of stuff. These are the 5 steps you want to take today if you want to turn your goals into reality, if you want to become an acta non verba, a doer, not just a talker, if you want to be like Joseph and be known for doing something. So step number 1, you got to write down your big goals and then break them into specific, detailed action steps. Big goals, small steps. So discipline, to quote Jim Rohn, discipline is the bridge between our goals and the achievement of those goals, right? So right now, Dave, I've got to get this contract between the venue. We have an upcoming event we want to do, and I've got to get that contract modified today. And Dave, you know, if you've ever been sued before, it's not awesome. And the Reawaken Tour, that was a great way to be sued. And so I've had to, as we're putting some things together, working behind the scenes, I have to get a new entity and new things together. And do I want to spend my day talking about LLCs? No. Do I want to make contracts? No. Do I want to put together a non-disclosure agreement between myself and the attorney or whatever? No. Do I want to look at insurance for large groups of people? No. But what I do want to do is I want to have people have a great time in Anaheim. And so do I want to think about security? No. Do I want to interact with the Secret Service? By the way, they're great people. No. Do I want to think about the logistic details of getting Eric Trump from the airport to the venue? No. Do I want to think about what I'm going to wear? Clearly not. So what I'm saying is we got to have the big goal and break it into those small action steps. And that has to be a daily process. So step number 1, block out an hour a day to design your day. I always tell employees, beat your boss to work and then design your day. Like, beat the boss to work and design your day. Just beat your boss to work. If you're an employee, if you're a business owner, you want to organize your day. So that's what I'm doing. The first couple hours of my day, I wake up, I'm at my house, organizing my day because I want to hit the ground running. Now, step number two, this is step number 2, folks, okay? To build an organization, you have to be organized. So I have a daughter, her name is Scarlett. I have a daughter, her name is Leia. I have a daughter, her name is Angelina, and they just had their cheerleading photos taken, and they're all on the same team. Angelina's 16, the twins are 15, and the photos got sent to me. When the photos were sent to me, Dave, they were labeled as like number 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, AB4 JPEG. Each photo had its own individual name, but it came right out of the camera. So it's like R12 C3PO MP3-7. And how am I going to find those later when I'm making my annual family Christmas video? Every year I make an epic family Christmas video. How am I going to find my favorite photo if it's not named properly? So now you have to talk about nomenclature. You have to name the items. So if you're watching this right now, you say, how do I get more done? Be organized. How do you do that? You got to name things properly. Don't name everything an abbreviation that only you know, right? So you want to. So many times I'm working with a new business owner and they can't find anything because nothing's named properly. Okay. Step number 3, if you're watching today's show, is you got to have a to-do list. And I remember working with Rhonda, this wonderful Christian counselor, and she said, Clay, I want to grow my business. Can you tell me you can grow my business? Tell me you can do it. I said, Rhonda, I am sure it's a mathematical certainty. If you will implement this specific plan I'm giving you right now, we can double your business. Now, I was wrong. We've actually grown our business by 6 times in 7 months. I told her we could double in 12 months. I said, we could double your business in 12 months. That's my goal. She said, okay, 6 times she's grown in 7 months. But again, we had to have a to-do list. And Dave, the to-do list I gave her, I'm not exaggerating, it's about 50 pages long. 50 pages long. And she's going, whoa. And the question is, how do I not get overwhelmed? So you break it down into specific action items, and that's how you do it. So when do I do that? Every single morning you wake up before the shooting starts, before the battle of the day begins, and you organize your day. The next step here is you want to have a calendar. What gets scheduled gets done. Mm-hmm. You have a calendar. So just yesterday, my wonderful wife said to me, hey, we have a ditch that's perpetually backing up by my mother-in-law's house, and I need to get that fixed so that it doesn't flood again. I go, okay. But really the mental exercise is I got to put it on the to-do list and block out time to get that ditch expanded so my mother-in-law's house doesn't flood. Today, Dave, as we're talking right now, right behind the camera, I have a leak in my roof. I can't imagine where it's coming from because it hasn't rained here. Maybe it's an air conditioning unit, but it just keeps dripping like some kind of Chinese torture method. And I want to fix that drip, Dave. But in order to fix the drip, I have to acknowledge it, put it on my to-do list, put it in my calendar, get it done. And Dave, I think a lot of these time management skills are not taught. And at our workshops, Dave, we really drill down. I mean, Eric Trump drills down into how he organizes his day, to-do lists, calendars, building a website, coding out a website, social media, finance, accounting, your break-even point, balancing a budget, taxes, minimizing your risk, org charts. Dave, this is the stuff behind the stuff. And I want to get your reaction because you've been to the workshops, you've participated. How would you describe the kind of content that we teach at our interactive workshop coming up here December 4th and 5th in Anaheim, California?
Oh, it's off the chart because not only do you take the idea, but you put the tech, like you said with Rhonda, 50 pages of detail. When you were talking about that, I was thinking about my going to college. I got a business degree and they never taught any of that stuff. I had to learn that stuff on my own in the corporate world by reading books like Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn. And you don't learn that even in school.
So if you're watching this right now and you're saying, I want to become Rhonda, let me tell you another story. There's a guy named Lowell, and he has a music school. I'm going to pull it up on the screen. His company's called Dolce. Now, it's Dolce Music. It's in Odessa, Texas. I'll pull up the website so people know I'm not a charlatan. By the way, a charlatan is someone who tells tall tales and manipulates the masses into thinking there's something they're not. So the listeners out there know that I'm real. It's called Dolce School of Music. It's in Odessa, Texas. Here it is. And it's a music school. And that website, again, is Dolce School of Music. And Dave, this guy called me. He's classically trained in music. And he said, hey, listen, I am going to be losing my job. of, I think, 30 years. So Dave, this gentleman's had the same job for almost 30 years. And he says, I'm trained in music and I have a vision that I want to somehow use my skills to start a successful company. I said, no problem. Dave, we just recorded his success story on Sunday. This gentleman is bringing in exponentially more money than he's paying us. I don't hide that number, Dave. We charge our clients $1,700 a month. We have a scholarship to help out clients in need. And you say, what do I get for that? We do photography, videography, web development, search engine optimization. We coach you down a path. And Lowell, think about this. This is a guy who just lost his job. And he's going, so you're telling me without a business, I can pay you $1,700, and you're saying that you believe, it's month to month, by the way, that I'll bring in more money than I'm paying you? I go, absolutely. And we just did an awesome testimonial with Lowell. In Rhonda's case, she had been in business for since 2000, I think she said 2008, I think. Yep. Yeah. So she had been in business for 17 years before she called us, and she was stuck. So a woman had been in business and was stuck for 17 years in the wilderness, and she reached out to us. We gave her a GPS device. We showed her how to go there. She increased her revenue 6 times in 7 months. Meanwhile, Lowell, as a startup, he's doing it. So again, if you're out there today, I want to encourage you. You have the capacity to do it. And then the final step here is you have to follow up. And the word follow up sounds a lot like throw up. When you follow up with someone for the 4th time about the contract for the parking for the upcoming event, let me tell you how it goes. I'll role play. Boop, 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 boop. Hey, I'm calling. We have an upcoming event. I just want to verify that we have the parking in place. No, and they go, yeah, I'm working on it. And I go, I know that, and I know we just talked about it yesterday, and I'll probably call you back in like 24 more hours. But I need to know, is the parking secured? And they'll usually say, I'm working on it. I forgot. Let's circle back. Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Oh, I did not know. Hey, let's hop on a Zoom call and discuss that. I'll email you. Let me CC. Let me loop you in. Let me get back. Let me send you a text. Let me email you. No, I'm going to follow up until I throw up or until the action item gets done. So that's how you grow a successful company. If you're watching today's show, come join us, Dave. Anaheim, California. It's a beautiful weather, Anaheim, California. December 4th and 5th. Go to thrivetimeshow.com, thrivetimeshow.com. And Dave, if we use promo code HISGLORY, we get a discount. Dave, I could not be fired up to be joined with you and Julie Green and Team America right out there in Anaheim, California.
Yes, we will see you all in California, sunny California. Join us and grow your business. Kingdom Business Builders.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February in the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, well, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 in the morning. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is the creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed, and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group, I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay. And what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
My name is Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to like 100% growth. Like we're like a full functioning company. It's great. Like we're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls, we've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting like a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant like cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly encouraging all the time. And he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive. But I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay, and let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business, or was that something that you were maybe excited about, or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa.